This content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It's very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. The Better Traders is not a broker dealer. We are not an investment advisor. We have no access to non public information about publicly traded companies or cryptocurrencies. And this is not a place for the giving or receiving of financial advice, advice concerning investment decisions, or tax or legal advice. The value of investments and the income derived from them can go down as well as up. Investors may not get back the amount they invested, and past performance is not a guide to future performance.
You guys, it's me, Moon and Papa. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. I think everything is good on my end, but maybe you can't hear me over the cries across the internet. People screaming over the blood in the markets. Today is a rough day. I hope everybody's doing well out there. There have been plenty of opportunities, and believe it or not, just watching this right now, actually, and Luna is still crashing, which is incredible. So I've been watching this one. People know in the Better Traders Club, I actually grabbed this last night at about 190. I averaged into like 198, but I got at 168. So I made a good little quick trade real quick. It was nice. So yeah, of course now it's starting to crumble. I'm hoping that it's going to do another bounce, but this slow drag doesn't look good. So anyway, we're gonna get there. I have a lot to cover in today's live stream just because there's so much to talk about. So first off, I really do hope that everybody is doing well. If it makes you feel any better, me and everybody else, like, we're all down together. I did cash out a majority of my Bitcoin at like 42K, and Ethereum was much higher. So now I'm just kind of hanging out and I'm waiting for a good opportunity to buy some. So I did nibble a little bit of Bitcoin at about 30K. So now I'm just waiting to see what the market's going to do. So things are crazy right now. I just shot a video and it's going to be live on Friday. And sorry for the last couple of days, I haven't done anything. It's not because I'm overwhelmed with the market. I had a little bit of a knee injury, so it's been hard for me to get to my office a little bit, but there are lots of like awesome things happening with it. I'll explain in another video probably. But anyway, the thing to know right now is that everybody that's here, you're hardcore. And if this is your first real drop, your first real tumble, welcome. This is your initiation into crypto land. This is normal. I've been talking about why Bitcoin is going to drop to 20K for a while. I'm going to look into that with you in this live stream. I'm going to go through top 10 tokens. I'm going to go through a couple of other tokens as well. And just to also commiserate with you, because I'm the guy I'm the guy that does the courses in the YouTube channel, but I'm still down and I'm waiting. I've DCA'd into my trades and now I'm just waiting for a pump. I'm waiting for the recovery. So the last thing I'll say before I skip ahead to everything else is that what we're feeling today in the market is temporary. This is the opposite. It's the inverse of greed. So that means that when the markets are super greedy, that's a great time to sell. But when the markets are really fearful, it's a great time to buy. We could still drop lower, completely possible. But it's still important to look at the tone on crypto Twitter and on YouTube, wherever you follow other crypto people. Be really aware of both the talking heads like me, like an influencer, and their feelings, their thoughts and emotions right now, but pay more attention to the comments and the replies, because those are usually the real retail traders that are emotionally driven, they are inexperienced, and they are fearful. Pay attention to that, because that is gold right there. You're going to want to watch that. So, okay, let me come over to click over here. So I do these live streams every single week. So if you want to remind yourself when the next one's coming, it's this exact same time. My Thursday at 11 a.m. Japan Standard Time, which is typically Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. in New York, and it would be 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, like LA. So I've broken. I'm reading this at the same time. So there's a lot of good stuff here in the playlists, but I really just want to draw on the last live streams that I've talked about price action specifically for Bitcoin. So we're going to just come over here to the fear and greed index, because this is really helping us understand where we are in the market. And I actually want to, I goofed that up. There we go. This is what I want to see. So I think it's really important for us to gauge where are we now at a score of 12, both yesterday and today. Amazing. So if we compare that to this drop, this is our crash in the summer, 10, 13, 10, 27, even down here 19. I want you to pay attention to these numbers because they're really helpful. Anytime we get to this super oversold level, which is basically where we are right now. Right now we are in 12 and 10. Yeah, we've hit 10 and 11. This is the extreme fear side of the spectrum. And it's amazing how this indicator is super helpful to give us an idea of the sentiment across the market. Now, just because we're at 10 doesn't mean that we're all done. I mean, here, the score is at 16, and it did rally, but it also fell down because this is July 2019, and it fell again here. So when we get some of these extreme dumps, and this grind right here is similar but different, we're not really seeing this. I would love to see this, to be honest. I would love to see a repeat of 2018, but it's never going to be the same. It's similar, but it's not going to be the same. So we're hurting, obviously. The market is pretty bloody. It's no surprise looking over here at CoinGecko that pretty much everything is toast. So I do want to talk about UST. And I do want to talk about Tether. Not Tether. Blah, blah, blah. I want to talk about Terra Luna, not Tether. So whatever you want to believe, whether you want to believe that it's BlackRock manipulating the market, or you think it's because Bitcoin's price action is dragging down the peg of a cryptocurrency-backed stablecoin, did no one really think this through? I mean, I know that currencies are unstable, but so there's a lot of FUD going around. Expect more FUD. Why? Well, the best thing I can tell you is that I'm leaning more towards the story that BlackRock and whatever, or like institutions are behind this dump, the fear, the panic, driving down the price of Luna, driving down the peg, creating fear. And this is going to be a domino effect. I read on a quick headline that Tron's USDD is targeted next. Guys, we don't need these many stable coins. The fact that if we're looking here at the top 10 market cap, and we'll just go to 11, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 stable coins in the top 10. We don't really need that many. So you might be wondering, okay, UST toast, got it. So USDD, I don't know, maybe. Now you're probably thinking, well, what about USD coin and USD Tether? Now, isn't Tether the one that has the most FUD behind it? Isn't that the one with the Bitfinex hack and all this stuff, and things are going crazy and people are panicking about it? Yes, that's still US Tether. I am amazed that Tether hasn't been targeted for an attack, to be honest. Even though I still trade Tether, and I'm holding Tether and USD coin, I'm not personally freaked out about holding stable coins. That's me, but that's my comfort level with the market right now. I'll tell you what, it's better to hold a stable coin right now, not USD, but it's better to hold a stable coin right now instead of Luna or instead of any other token, really. So there's a reason why I cashed out a while ago to a stable coin, because I want some stability in my portfolio so I can buy more at a lower price, at a discount. So FUD will continue to come, we're going to see other attacks on other stablecoins this week. I don't have any inside information. I'm just thinking about game theory. I'm seeing one instance, and there are going to be other people pointing their fingers to other stablecoin issuers. Don't pay attention to anything people over 60 in the Senate say. No offense if you're over 60, but if you're over 60 in the Senate and you're watching this video, don't you have better things to do right now? But don't listen to Yellen. Don't listen to anybody. In my mind, it's a coordinated attack. That makes the most sense. So yes, it is super unfortunate for Luna holders. It is currently trading at what, 77 cents right now. Just brutal. And it can still go lower. So this brings up a good question. How low can these tokens really go? This might be a question you're asking yourself. Like, when is it a good time to open up a position for one of these? Let me answer that real quick. They can always go lower. Don't use TA to try to time the bottom, because when the market is overly bearish and there's lots of panic, it'll go lower. It just will. It's how an emotionally driven market operates. Remember that we are still a teeny tiny little blip compared to other currencies, compared to other markets. So looking at it's insane. Looking at this, and let's go to the week. So the cryptocurrency total market cap has lost 18%, or $285 billion this week. It's gone as high as almost 3 trillion. Yep, right here. But that's the thing, though. It's still just a drop in the bucket compared to so many other markets. Why am I saying this? Because when we start looking at tokens like Luna, even though it's a top 10 token, I want to say this with you looking at me. Even though it's a top 10 token, it doesn't mean that it's a secure token. Even if the founder is amazing, doesn't mean it's a secure project. Even if that founder is super duper rich, doesn't matter. If they have connections to the White House, doesn't matter. The only reason why I trade crypto is to stack Bitcoin and Ethereum a little bit, and my stable coins to grow my stack. There's a reason for that, because I can't trust any other token to perform. I can't. Bitcoin is the only one that I still see long-term growth in. And you know what? Other people are seeing it too. And let me show you what I mean. If we go over to the price action of Bitcoin, I want to point out one thing real quick with where we are. Right now, I want you to see the volume over the last 3 days. Massive amounts of volume right here. Just incredible, okay? The volume alone yesterday was 207,000 Bitcoin traded on Binance. When we look at the last panic sell event that happened here, coincidentally, almost a year ago, this had 354,000. The volume is back. It's selling, but it's also buying at the same time. We're lower than this dip. Yes, I get it. So I want to show you that there's still interest. There are still people buying and accumulating. So let me lead you through this a little bit. Oh, I can't even see. Whoops. Where is it? Chat. Waha. I lost my chat window. Sorry. So here's the thing I want to help you understand. If you were an institutional trading firm, lots of money, and you look and you see cryptocurrency as being a much smaller market, comparing a whale, a literal whale, to like a horseshoe crab, right? How easy would it be to make a couple million or more, to add some fear into the market, which would drive down the price of Bitcoin, which means that this is a great opportunity to buy Bitcoin at a pretty good discount. Could it fall further? Yeah, absolutely. But if we look at the price action of where we are right now, we're in a really great spot to buy some. So let me talk about a couple of things, and I'm going to zip through this a bit because I can see that I'm already 15 minutes into this and I haven't even done this. So I've been watching Bitcoin dominance as well. And something that's very encouraging to me is that finally on the dip, we can see people are allocating, or entities are allocating more resources to Bitcoin. This day alone, yesterday, this is a 4% increase, a 4% increase in market cap dominance. If you zoom out, and I'm going to make things just super easy to see, we don't see big moves like this normally. This day was a 3% increase. This day was a 3.4% increase. We do not see big moves. Right here on June 21st, there was a big increase. What happened on June 21st? Well, June 21st, right here, is when there was a dump in the market before the market kind of rolled over, did a retest, and then it shot up higher. I'm not saying we're going to do a retest like this and then shoot up higher, but the fact is that we're seeing dominance increase. And when we see Bitcoin dominance increase, that means that there are more entities wanting to buy and hold Bitcoin right now. Why would this be happening? Well, when we look at our total three, which is market cap minus Bitcoin minus Ethereum, and we look at the same time period over the last 3 days, it is down by 24%, and it's wicked down as low as 27. This selling off is strong for Bitcoin. It's actually fantastic. We want to see Bitcoin dominance move up, but the only way to see Bitcoin dominance move higher is for altcoins to tank, for altcoins to drip lower and lower and lower. Or, and here's the big conspiracy, or for a previous top 10 token to be taken out. By reducing Luna's market cap significantly. If we go over here, we can find Luna. I'm just all over the place today, but this is kind of fun. Where are you? Where are you? I went too far. No, I didn't. It's dropping lower. What? There we go, Luna. Market cap now is $1.9 billion. It used to be 8. To be up here, it had to be, oh, not even 8. It must have been like 20 something. It was incredibly high. They've reduced it down to basically nothing. Taking away that much market dominance from a top 10 token like that, literally like that, creates a lot of space for funds to be allocated to other tokens. Bitcoin has gotten the worst rap over the last year, really, since the start of the crash of the May 2021 crash that led to a really long, drawn-out, choppy summer, right? Bitcoin was still ignored then. If we look at TradingView and we go to summer, here we go. So here's the drop in May. So dominance is dropping because people are putting their Bitcoin, well, they're taking it out and they're putting it into stables or putting it mostly into altcoins. When we finally see a capitulation, then we see money going back to Bitcoin. The only way for Bitcoin to really move higher is for people to realize and wake up that alts are super risky. And what a convenient way to, or not a convenient way, but a convenient scapegoat like Luna to provide the ability to do that. Let's see. Oof. just absolute madness. What a great discount, though. I mean, risky. No way would I want to buy some of that. But I mean, that is crazy. Okay, so I'm going to stop going crazy on Bitcoin. So yes, I still am very much bullish on Bitcoin long term. But we need to be smart right now, because if we're not smart and we are foolish with our timing, then we are done for. So I want to share something, but I can't because I need to save it for the Better Traders Club meeting that's on my Monday. So it's in a couple of days. We're going to be doing a deep dive into the market and all this stuff. I'll tell you this. I still expect Bitcoin to drop more. I think we could see a bounce, a temporary bounce today, or maybe tomorrow. But the fact is that we're seeing a new low. I don't know if you caught it either with Bitcoin. I'm spending so much time on good old Honey Badger BTC. The low right here, 27,785, as it says right up there. So 27,785, something like that. Here's the thing. When we see Bitcoin, wrong button. Ugh, it's doing lots of stuff. It's annoying. Oh, that's why. I just did it like so many times. Duh. When we see Bitcoin make a new low like this, it creates a lot of fear in the markets. No duh. We could see by the end of the week, the price moves up higher and it might look really similar, basically a repeat of 2021 summer. But the truth is that I am waiting. I am waiting for a bigger drop. I am waiting still for 20K. We're so close to being done with this, but we're not there yet. Okay, I need to stop. US Tether is on a tear. It is officially super overbought as far as the dominance goes. So it's at unsustainable levels right now, just like it's been before, and it'll fall. So basically what we've seen is people putting more into stables way too late personally, but that's okay. But way too late into stables, and then we're going to see a bounce in cryptos, and then this should fall down. But we've never seen USDT dominance this high before, ever. So this is a clear sign of fear. Now let's start working our way through all of these guys. Okay. So Ethereum is finally in the process of printing an open short on the weekly time frame. If we look at the RSI for the weekly time frame, we're at 25. It's a good start. It got as low as 23 here in January, on January 17th, but even here back in the crash, it didn't even get that low. So we are near super oversold territory. Please keep in mind that back in 2018, it did fall to oversold territory, only to fall another 71%. To be honest, back then Ethereum was still, new, and not new, but no one was using Ethereum like they are now. There wasn't demand for it. So I have a hard time seeing a real big 80-90% drop for Ethereum. That doesn't make sense. If we saw something like that, it would put us down here at $800. Again, I find it really hard to believe. It makes way more sense to see Ethereum come back to 1,500 or so, or 1,000 would be the bottom, in my opinion, just because it's a big round number. But we're looking stronger here in Ethereum compared to BTC. If we're looking just at the TBO, one thing I'm seeing right now, which isn't a good sign, is all three of these yellow dots, which are breakdown dots. So the TBO breakdown right here, these yellow dots, is the inverse of the breakout symbol. So the breakout symbol means that we should see a move to the upside, an explosive move, and the breakdown means we should see an explosive move to the downside. Sometimes it's late. That's why I like to use other time frames like the 4-hour time frame. So we actually got confirmation of this back here when Ethereum was at 27. So now it has exploded down 20%. Let's see. Yep, 21% since our third signal. So I like it. There's a reason why I use the TBO for everything. So looking at the shape and the style of the TBO right now, we're still very much bearish. The slow line here on the top is curving down. Everything's starting to point down. We've now cracked below our support line here at 25.20, and now it's turning red. That means that support is now turned into resistance. So where do we have support next for Ethereum? Well, the TBO tells us that we have support basically in this area right here. So in 1962, down here to about like 17 something. So there's still support, but as soon as we break that, then it's going to be a drop. And I don't want to see a drop below 15. I know a lot of other people do not want to see that as well, but we also have to be realistic. Oh, and I want to point out one thing. The TBO is great, but it's an indicator. RSI is great. It's just an indicator. The market is not going to pay attention to an algorithm. It's not going to pay attention to an indicator. The indicators are there to help us gather information and make decisions, but the market's going to do whatever it wants. It's going to drop if it wants to. It's going to go further than support. It's going to go into crazy oversold or overbought areas. The indicators are there to give us an unbiased information about what the market is doing as per that algorithm, that mathematical equation. So don't get hung up on this being true support. But I do have to say that, I mean, the fact is, to me, on the hourly time frame, I actually closed my trade out here when I got my Luna buy right here at long and strong support. So we could go, anyway, we'll get there. So let's keep working down the list. So BNB is in a really similar situation. So here's a contrast. Right here, the white dots, these are the TBO breakout. On the daily time frame, these are super powerful. Right here, it shoots up only 20%. And now we have 3 pointing down. I believe we do have some of these back here. So we're more in this kind of situation, like this or this. So after these events happened, there was a 45% drop, basically a 40% drop as well. I can't see BNB dropping that low just because of, again, the demand and the use. But a 45% drop would put us about $200, which I think that's fair. That seems like a good place for it to find support. So let's keep working down the list. XRP. Again, we're going to see a lot of the same thing here. We have 3 breakdowns. The price is breaking down. No surprise, no shock there. If we go to the weekly time frame, one thing that is helpful about this, when we get to these super oversold areas, check out RSI. It's down to 16, which is crazy. And just again, over here, RSI was at 10, but it still fell another 65%. It did have a bounce afterward, which I think is totally valid and possible. But we need to be careful to take our profits quickly. So on the daily time frame, the TBO is showing me strong support here at 20 cents, 22 cents for XRP. So we still have a ways to go further. I wouldn't look to short anything right now because it's already oversold. But as far as looking for buying, then yeah, go low, and layer those buy orders. Cardano, similar story. We're seeing our breakdown. Here's our previous breakdown, and so far it's been accurate. So now we're seeing a confirmation of that again. So the inverse of that, of course, is our breakout, where we can see that it's telling us when the price is going to explode up higher. So far, it's still not looking great for Cardano. But again, really great chart for trading. If we can go to the 30-minute time frame, just to get a little bit more action on our trading, there's a lot we can do with the TBO, even if we're zooming into the 5 minutes. So this is where you can have some quick profits. You have to be real fast. There's no messing around with any of this. There's none of this buy and hold stuff right now. This is time for trading, and you can make a lot. But you want to be real careful to take your profits quickly and get out right away. All right, Solana. Let me change the time frame. Poor Solana. I like it so much. I really do. But it's in the same spot as Cardano. Literally the same thing. So we have some support here. Way down at 23 bucks. It's painful. One thing I wanted to share before about the TBO that's helpful to remember is that this line here, the thick line that turns green and pink, this is the TBO fast line. This is like our moving average line. And this is a magnet for the price, or vice versa. This is going to meet the price, but eventually we're going to see an uptick in everything, a recovery, or this is going to keep coming down. But expect the price to come and touch this first. That's just what it does. Even when it gets super oversold, it'll come up to it. Even when it gets super oversold, it will come up to touch it, and it will, even if it's just a little bit. So use that fast line. It's there to give you an idea of how oversold or overbought we are, because you can use it both ways. You can see when we're extremely overextended, when we're super overbought, like back here in September 2021, where we're just running, and eventually the price is going to come down to meet that line. Doge, yes, can't believe I'm doing this, but yes, Doge, because Doge is in the top 10. Believe it or not, it literally is number 10, which is just proves the state of the world that we're in right now. I remember very clearly back here when people were saying, oh, like, you're going to want to hold on to Doge, you want to buy it, you don't want to sell it for Bitcoin. I'm really glad I didn't listen to anybody and I made my own decisions, because even though it went up higher, tokens like these, just like Luna, they're not a sure thing. So similar story, and this one has some breakouts. It's already extremely oversold. The reason why this is a great chart, though, to keep in your back pocket is because it's so whippy. It just drops and pops and drops and pops. You can still trade and do really well in a bear market. You just have to have faster reactions and put your, reset your expectations to be not so high. So on the daily time frame, yeah, still not strong, but there is strong resistance for the TBO at 0.065, just 6.5 cents. And then of course it's down to Goblin Town back here at 0.004, where it used to be and probably where it should be. DOT taking a real beating right now. It seems like the volume coming in has given it the bottom for now. And with RSI at 18, again, this is just incredible, because the times that we see RSI just super oversold like this, we typically see a correction. It takes a little bit of time for the price to move up higher, but this is just one of those moments where it's just an amazing opportunity. Going here to the 30-minute time frame. I mean, I would love for this to be our bottom, basically a double bottom, but too fast to call it, because it's just the 30-minute time frame, and we've just seen a huge drag down. And now we come to Tron. I have Tron here because it is I think that, I talked about it earlier, but I think this is one of the better charts right now. I actually shared this on the Better Traders Club, because out of all of the charts for crypto right now, this one, for some weird reason, is the strongest. If you look at every other chart, none of them look like this. Everything we've looked at so far is just going down and falling off a cliff. Tron is the only, and I mean, it did have a big move down yesterday, but it's the only thing that's holding right now. That tells me something. That tells me a lot. So tread lightly, be careful. But this is one that it isn't falling like everything else, which is amazing. I don't quite understand it, but there's a lot happening behind the scenes for Tron, and maybe Justin Sun has a few tricks up his sleeve, but it's still very risky. Very, very, very risky. Okay, now we're on to Luna. Just waiting for my computer to catch up. Okay, let's go to the daily time frame, and this is why we trade. This is why we do not hold. We make our profits, and we're basically dipping lower. I mean, if there's going to be some sort of relief bounce for Bitcoin, it's going to be big for Luna, but this is very risky, like insanely risky. So we can see there's lots of buying and selling happening right here. I would imagine this is mostly orders being filled and bought because of our support right here. But one thing is that we can't be short-sighted as traders. Just because we have a support line here doesn't mean that we're guaranteed to bounce. So where is support for Luna? You're not going to like this. But support for Luna right now, if we zoom out, real support right here at 28 cents. This is our real support for Luna. So while we could see a bounce, we need to be really careful and not get overexcited. So our real floor is 27 cents right here. Now I will say this, if Luna can actually recover from this, this would be one of the most epic trades ever. I mean, I made some good cash off of this. I've made a couple of losses as well, but the profits are overwhelming the losses. So this is one where it's very tempting to buy, and even to just buy and hold and hope and wait. Incredibly risky right now, but the profit potential of this, even coming up to just the support line from where it is right now, massive. Even returning back to where it was before. I mean, this is where things get absolutely bananas. So be extremely careful. Just because it's at a cheap and deep discount and you feel like, oh, this is so oversold, it can't go any lower. Let me just remind you of this. Whoa, it was at $100. Whoa, it's so oversold at 72. It's gotta bounce from here. Wow, what a great risk reward. Oh, okay. Well, I'll buy a little bit more here at 62. Good, there's a bounce and we're looking good and falling. No, falling. People posting, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy here. This is a great $17. What a deal, what a deal, what a deal. No, it's only a good deal when it actually bounces. So this is the best time to enter a trade, is when you see a clear bounce. So yeah, I'm watching it and waiting, but I'm not going to be entering right now. There's no clear reason to, because we could just go so much lower. But amazing risk to reward potential for sure, but brutal. Okay. Last thing I want to talk about today is Power BTC. So I want to talk about Power BTC because I posted a video about what to do, because I said that the support broke for Power, and it did. Because everything is dumping right now. And now we have to wait. While we're waiting, let me pop on over here. So for those of you that are wondering, there is actually a sale that we're having right now for account builders. So it's 65% off. So it's $34 and it's lasting for one more day, basically. So just a nice little heads up. And if you like the TBO or you're interested in it, you can actually get some information, get some trading tools and tips and strategies through the course, and get a 1-month trial of the TBO included in it. Or you can just get the TBO for a monthly trial. So the sale price is $34, but the monthly sub price is $25, I think. Yeah. So you can pay a little bit more to get some trading knowledge and a great course plus a PDF copy of the Better Traders Journal. So there's a ton of stuff on there. Okay, let's pop back over now that the chart is loaded for power. So where is our strong support for power? Well, it's clear that it's down here at 500 something sats. So before you freak out at me and blame me, why would you share a chart? Why would you share a chart during this time? Well, because it was actually going up higher and looking really good. And I felt like, well, this is a pretty safe one to share with everybody. So it's obviously falling. That's fine. But just like I shared so many times, when this falls, I want you to see October 5th, 2020, falls down 63%. Then 150 days later, I know, but I want you to see it actually goes above. It actually goes up even higher. June 8th, it falls down. We'll say from here. June 9th, it falls down 52%. And then 22 days later, it comes right back up to break even. And it actually continues up higher. I need you to see this because this is a similar story for so many tokens right now, especially low cap alts. If you have extra BTC and you're ready and waiting to layer a safety trade, well, it looks like this line would be a really good place. The TBO is giving us some suggestions of where there's strong support. So being able to DCA and buy more down here at 500 sats is going to close you out in profit when it pumps again, because that's what charts like this do. Another thing I want to help you with right now, and just to ease your fears with this, because I'm with you too. I'm waiting for my power deal to recover. I want to show you just how oversold we are right now. So we are at 5, I believe. Yep, 5 on RSI. 5. If we zoom out in the chart, it's never been down to 5 before. So let's investigate the times where it has fallen down, almost down to 5, and what happened next. So here it falls down, and then literally the next day, the price recovers, and then it moves up, 34%. Let's see another one. So here it comes close on August 9th. It comes down to 7. It does fall, and I want you to see this. It does fall further, but guess what? Not only does it pump here 30%, but it pumps here 89%. Let's just pick another one. We have some more doom and gloom here. RSI is at 18, not even at 5, 18. The price does nothing until it pumps up 300%. Let's find another one. Here we go. There's a panic dump here. RSI is at 13. It takes a couple of days. Here we go. And then it shoots up 41% in 24 days. And now we have this. Now it drops down to 16, and the price is down 60%, only for it to pump and move up higher after a while. So I had a really interesting conversation with Benoit of AllTradey. And AllTradey is another trading platform similar to 3 Commas. But in that conversation, he was talking about DCA bot trading and just how DCA works in general. And what he shared with me is really cool. I probably have to have him on the channel to talk about it. But the concept is this. DCA bot trading and DCA trading in general, you are so tempted to just take a loss at 50, 60%. The reality is that if you can wait, your account will, or your deals will close in the green. It's just a matter of time. The crazy thing is that if you sell at a loss, it's going to set back your account so much farther because when the price returns back, the value of the tokens that you bought with Bitcoin and with whatever, the value of your portfolio is going to increase. And then when it comes up to break even and you take profit, that is real profit. It takes time. So I want to tell you this because as desperate and scary as this seems right now, we've seen this before. We've seen the market get super, actually, we haven't seen it drop this slow before, let's be honest, for this specific token, but we've seen this pattern before where there's just a huge sell-off. Okay, one more point I want to make. Yesterday's candle, negative 22%, okay? I want you to look over here and let's see if we can find another one. Here's 22%. This is after a pump, of course. On a drop like this, we have not seen a drop of 22% in a day. 13%, yeah. 11%, sure. 24%, there we go. There's a pretty red one, but this is after going sideways, not after a drop. So remember what I said at the beginning about the TBO fast line. What does the price want to do? It's one of two things. Well, both of them will actually happen, but one of two things. The price will come up to meet the fast line, or the fast line will continue to curve down to meet the price, but they're eventually going to meet halfway. So the reason why I'm telling you this is that you might be freaking out and panicking that the price is just so far down and now you're DCA'd and now you're waiting. Cool. Me too. And I've done this so many times before, for years, literally. And this is an opportunity to make more on your bot trades and on your trades in general. This is something that it's just a shift in your thinking and your way of trading. So I want to say this to you because maybe you're not using the power bot, and maybe you have other trades that are also down, like your bot deals are down a lot and you're panicking, freaking out right now. The time to sell already passed. That was quite a while ago. So now if you have extra funds, I would watch and wait for Bitcoin to see if it's going to drop further, because if it does, everything else is going to fall more. But understand that when we have extremely oversold market conditions, there's going to be a bounce. It's going to happen. And your deal might not close on that first bounce. But all we need to see in the market is a little bit of a bounce for it to move up and then do it again and do it again and do it again. That's just how it goes. So I want to just recap a lot of what I said at the very beginning. Bitcoin is at a great spot right now. Honestly is. I think it could still go lower to 20K. I don't see why it couldn't. But it's still a good idea to start making your trading plan now, to layer your buy orders in advance so that we are not panicking and buying because because the market's falling and you're not ready for it. That's a bad idea. Make the plan. Set some alerts. Set some orders on 3 commas and just wait. And if they get filled and it drops further, great. You have more orders, more orders, more orders. And I want to just make it real clear, and let me bring it back up. Yeah, there we go. Let's go. So Bitcoin's at 28.8, 28.7. Come on. We want to see Bitcoin capitulate. It has not capitulated yet. I know that seems incredible. How is that possible? How could Bitcoin not have capitulated yet? Well, because it hasn't. When you're feeling like you're getting anxious and you want to buy more, just look at our other capitulation events. And our capitulation event that I'm waiting for is basically like this at 38. Yes, it fell down another 16%. I know, but I'm waiting for a big green candle on the daily time frame. Even if the price falls further, that to me will be our capitulation signal. Even if we're down, even if it takes a while, trust me, that's a capitulation signal that I'm waiting for. If we look to March 2020, we have our big dip, huge day, down 39%, 1 day candle. And now we have our green candle. It takes some time, but we capitulate. We're not seeing that here. Not at all. So we are waiting. I am waiting for that big capitulation to happen. Here's our capitulation candle here. After going sideways, it's kind of there, but 7% really isn't. Like, I would say this would be a capitulation candle, 12%. Even though it falls down, this is basically just like November 2018. It still falls down, but that's a pretty strong green candle. I would much rather wait for that green candle to say, oh, okay, we've bottomed out. And we're not there yet. So be on your toes. Don't be super anxious to buy anything. Just be calm. Enjoy what's happening in the market. This is a huge opportunity to make some great gains today. It's just a risky situation when you're looking at tokens like Luna and you're looking to buy and you think, oh, it can't go any lower. Remember, it can always go lower. It can always go lower. So be careful with that. Okay. So let me just take a quick look here at the chat to see if there's anything here. What is Power Ledger? It's a really good question. I don't trade tokens based on their projects or their use cases. The only tokens that I really focus on accumulating more of are Bitcoin and Ethereum and USDT, USDC, that kind of stuff. You just made another trade on my power bot. Oh, does that mean, Saturnaut, that you closed a deal with your power bot? That would be amazing, especially since it's down so far. So is it worth taking a gamble on some Luna? Rewatch. I talked about Luna for a while. Rewatch. It could be, but it could also go a lot lower. You're going to want to manage your expectations and use a fast time frame. Do not use leveraged tokens. Use the spot market just because the price action is so volatile. And Brad asks, last question, what are your thoughts on very small take profits on long DCA trades like 0.05% or 0.25%? Well, you have to consider trading fees. 3 commas pads all orders with 0.15% across the board. So if you want to have a small take profit, it's okay. But you also have to realize that you don't want to pay the exchange to trade. You want to make some profits. I try to keep my profits minimum 1% because I want to make something off of them. I like my signals, top 10 DeFi, the TBT signals, and also the 3x signals. Those are all essentially scalping signals. So they're only taking 1%. That's what I'm interested in. That's what I'm comfortable with. I don't look to make anything less than that because the risk to reward is not in my favor personally. So that's what I think. Yeah. Let's see. Anything else? Okay, Saturna. No, I just lowered my take profit. That's fine, man. There's nothing wrong with that because you want to make sure you close your deal, right? Cool. Okay. Well, it's a lot longer than usual, but crazy circumstances, right? Crazy circumstances mean that we have to spend a little bit more time talking about the market. So before you get excited, just take a deep breath, make your trading plan, walk away. And you know what you should do? You should go and get a donut like I did. I don't know if you guys have been to Japan before, but there is a donut place called Mr. Donut, not Mr. Donuts, Mr. Donut. But fantastic donuts. And right now they're doing, this is a sponsored ad apparently from Mr. Donut. But this is a hojicha. This is like a green tea-ish. Well, it's more like it's not burnt green tea, but it's like roasted tea leaves. Donut. Go get a donut. Make your plan. Go take a walk. Just hang out. Like don't let the emotions get to you too much. Just let the market do what it's going to do and just wait, because that's what I'm doing, just waiting for the capitulation. We've broken our summer support. Now I'm just waiting for 25, and I'm waiting for 20, and I'll nibble all the way down because I know that Bitcoin has a long-term future, and that's what I'm betting on. So I hope that this live stream today was helpful. Whew. Crazy. Crazy day. Enjoy it. And just watch out for the video I have coming on Friday. I know this ending is too long, but pay attention to the video I have coming out on Friday. It's about the Better Traders Journal. It's about journaling. And even now, before that video comes, if you have access to the courses and you have the PDF version of the Better Traders Journal, write. Record what you're doing, record your trades, write everything down, especially how you're feeling, good, bad, ugly, all of it, because days like today are days when you grow as a trader. Just that's all stop because the video says everything else. So I really appreciate you all hanging out with me for today's live stream. Stay awesome, stay safe, stay in the green. Peace.